Today's show is sponsored by Deters Law. Thank you, Deters Law. Trump bikers. Well, this is exciting. On May 14th, there is going to be a rally on a Saturday where Trump bikers from all over the country are going to descend upon our farm here in Morning View, Kentucky, right outside of Independence on Madison Pike before you go over the hill. The same location where Freedom Fest is. By the way, this is not Freedom Fest. And I hesitate to throw an event like this that's not Freedom Fest. But I was asked to host it for Smitty. And Smitty and the Trump bikers are going to come from all over the country. And they're going to hold an event. They're going to come in on Friday night, have a little bit of music. But the main event is Saturday, and there's going to be speakers from 1 to 6 o'clock. But I'm really excited. And they told me that they're endorsing me for Kentucky governor. So thank you very much, Trump bikers. Look forward to helping you throw a nice event. Trump and J.D. Vance. You know, we got news from a good inside source on Friday that although they leaked that he was going to endorse J.D. Vance, that he changed his mind. Well, then he apparently changed his mind again. And I evaluated this completely in Friday's show. But I want to just add a few things about it. Now, I am the biggest Trump supporter there is. It doesn't mean that I agree with everything he does politically. And I think this is a mistake. Here's why I think it's a mistake. I think Trump should save his endorsement when it is a clear-cut choice. And when I mean clear-cut choice, it's like he's endorsed somebody to run against Murkowski in Alaska. You know, he's trying to defeat people that are his enemies within the party. Well, Jane Timken, my understanding from Corey Lewandowski, was in fact a helper of Trump in 2020 and earlier. It's my understanding that Mike Gibbons was like a state finance chairman, gave him a lot of money, did a lot of support. So my question is, why would you endorse in a race like that? How can Timken and Mike Gibbons, how could they get excited about that? If you're a Timken or Gibbons supporter, why do you show up at a Trump rally where you know he's going to talk up J.D. Vance? I just think it's just don't endorse in that race. Let them fight and argue who's the bigger Trump supporter. I just don't understand the endorsement. I tell you why it happens. It happens, in my opinion, because of money. My guess is Peter Thiel, who's a big contributor and who's been behind Vance from the beginning, my guess is there's a money deal somewhere. That's what I just think. But I just think it's a mistake for him to do that. Just like Dr. Oz against McCormick in Pennsylvania. I just think it's a mistake. For example, I make this prediction. I predict that when he talks about Vance at that rally, there's booze. I just think so. The other thing about Trump that I think he's made a mistake is his appeal to all of us has been he's not a politician. It seems as if he's become a politician. And I wish he would stay not a politician. But we'll see. Zelensky's invited Joe Biden to come to Ukraine. My guess is that's a tortured decision because on one hand, Joe Biden ain't the kind of guy to go to Ukraine in the middle of a war zone. On the other hand, they might do it because they might see it as a good political look. And all things are politics when it comes to these folks. It'll be interesting. Did you hear about this story? A black DJ got ripped apart from some Arizona politicians. And you know what for? They said, this is a white man in blackface. No, it wasn't. It was, in fact, a black man. So black men, Josh Wentz, are now getting criticized for having blackface. Can't make it up. Zelensky is warning everybody that Putin might go nuclear. I don't know about that, but what Putin is trying to do is just literally destroy Ukraine. In other words, leave no buildings behind in these cities, just literally destroy it. It is so sad what was allowed to happen here. Just such poor foresight of NATO and Biden administration. They could have scared Putin off, but they're weak. They're weak. Sad. Musk, he continues his battle with Twitter. They passed what's called a poison pill, which means they put in provisions that make his efforts more difficult. It's a classic move. Musk is now teaming up with others to assist him in this. In other words, bringing in some more muscle, even more money. And you can't make this up. Can't make it up. On MSNBC, Morning Joe, you know what came out of her mouth? It came out of her mouth that Musk is trying to control minds. That's the media's job. Actually said, that's the media's job. You know, when Twitter's banning Trump, oh, this is wonderful, 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 wonderful. They said, oh, it's a private company, private company. Now they're all flipped out that Musk is trying to take it over. And it's the classic presentation of if you sit back and let those people's rights get trampled on, sooner or later, your rights are going to be trampled on. Rather than just be for First Amendment non-censorship, the left wants, they love it when it's Trump and conservatives, libertarian, and Republicans who are being harmed. Oh, but not them. Oh, then it's a different story. Florida, apparently they banned 51 textbooks for critical race theories, including math. How do they inject critical race theory in math? I thought it was like only in history and social studies. But somehow they try and they do it. DeSantis is standing strong. Illinois is giving free health care to illegals. Why is being an illegal alien coming into this country put you in a better position for American largesse from the taxpayer than taxpayers? I mean, that defies all logic and righteousness. All. There was some more, Governor Abbott keeps trucking, busing illegal immigrants to Washington, D.C. There's some speculation that he might be interested in running for president in 2024. I can only tell you that. It's going to be this simple. Trump runs, nobody will run. If Trump doesn't run, DeSantis will be our next president. It's that simple. South Carolina shootings. 2 shootings. And you know what? I just love putting up, and I'm going to continue to do this. I'm going to continue to put up. And by the way, I am going to call out my local friend, Fanon Rucker. Fanon Rucker never, ever, ever, he ran against Otis in the Hamilton County prosecutor's race. He never, ever comments on these black and black shootings, just like all the other national black, quote unquote, leaders. Never, 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 ever, ever. As soon as a black man is shot by a white cop, the world ends. You know what? I don't care if you're black, Asian, Mexican, Jewish, white. If you struggle with police officers with their guns and their tasers and you get shot, too damn bad. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. NASA, they're claiming they're going to beam plans to outer space. And one astrophysicist says, hey, wait a minute. Why is this a good idea? Now think about this. Why do we want to send signals out to outer space where some unknown, unfriendly people Say, let's check it out. You think about it, it's kind of stupid, isn't it? What are we going to do? Have crumpets with them? I mean, makes no sense whatsoever. Larry Summers is a Clintonista, and I cannot stand him. He has been a political gangster and a political whore forever. But even he says we're hitting 1970s-like inflation. He's supposed to be an economic expert. Maripol, which is back to one of the first subjects I had in the show, is just completely leveled. They say it's like nothing is worthy of inhabitant in that place now. This is what Putin's doing. He is trying to destroy the will of the Ukrainian people. He's going to fail. It's not going to work. You know what? I always liked the way Trump dealt with Putin. Hey, we know he's a bad guy, but we got to deal with him. And I got it all, but Putin is, but I always never trust him, a KGB killer. But Putin's true evilness has now been exposed, and he joins the ranks of Stalin, Hitler, and company, Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein. I mean, this guy, he is an evil, evil, evil man. And trying to take by force Ukraine is a joke. It's a lost cause from day one. It's like somebody trying to conquer the United States. They can obliterate our country. What are we, like we're going to all become Chinese communists? It's never going to happen. Ever. Would never happen. Would never happen. Just not going to happen. Putin should have known that. Proves how stupid he is. Once again, remember I say, these people that rise to the highest power, doesn't mean they're the brightest. Eric Adams has been taking shots at Black Lives Matters and others for being docile when it comes to black-on-black crime. Eric Adams is a disastrous mayor, but at least he's speaking out about that. The majority of Republican voters now call that one thing that we don't use the date because it triggers, we'll just call it the Capitol. Majority of Republican voters now think it was a patriotic act. Well, you know where I stand on that issue. 14 shot Chicago over the weekend. 1 dead. Hey, Fanon. Hey, LeBron. What you got about what's going on in Chicago? Nothing. Pregnant man emojis are here. Why? Who needs that one? I don't get it. I'm waiting for a Bulldog emoji. Whitey Bulger's nephew was involved in helping Hunter Biden in China. When I say political gangster, it's really political gangster, is it not? Hunter Biden. Last but not least, I'm adding this news item because I thought it was worthy of my last little bit. In Miami, a dolphin at one of those, dolphin show places attacked a trainer. That's how bad it is today in the United States. Not sharks, dolphins are now attacking people. That's how pissed off this world is. We got dolphins attacking trainers. It's supposed to be sharks and killer whales. But no, dolphins are turning against us. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. I hope today is yours.